Why is Five Nights at Freddy's so popular? Five Nights at Freddy's is a survival horror game where you're employed as a night watchman at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. That doesn't sound so scary until you realize that Freddy's is one of those family entertainment restaurants akin to Chuck E. Cheese, complete with an animatronic puppet sideshow. Pretty creepy. Also, written in your very fine print of your employment contract is that in the middle of the night, the animatronic bears and rabbits happen to come to life and try to kill you. Always read the fine print, people. Always. In spite of its inherent creepiness, or perhaps because of it, the game has become a viral smash on the internet, while you'll find no shortage of Five Nights at Freddy's tribute music videos, Fazbear and Friends cartoons, pepperoni-flavored creepypasta, and plenty of unwitting Let's Players peeing their pants. In under a year, Freddy's has spawned 2 sequels and 1 really disturbing trailer with a Satan rabbit for part 4. And it's proven so popular that Warner Brothers has picked up the rights for a major motion picture. But tropey survival horror games with demented stalker boogeymen are a dime a dozen. What is it that makes Freddy so captivating for millions and millions of fans? Well, for one, it's legitimately terrifying, and there are a couple reasons it's so scary. The jump scares, the nervous bumps in the night, the fear of uncannily large robotic marsupials. But for my money, the reason is Five Nights at Freddy's central game mechanic, the security camera system. You might be saying security cameras don't sound frightening at all, they sound secure. And yet the only way to defend yourself against the scary metal monsters is to rely on a system of cameras positioned throughout the restaurant. Hold on a second, did you hear something? Oh, I guess it's just me. I don't know, old building. These cameras are all you have to go on, and as a result, they severely hamper your vision and ability to hide from the creepy marching machines. Whoever said that what you can't see can't hurt you has obviously not played Freddy's, because while there's a whole rock-afire explosion of bad guys, you can only watch one security camera at a time, which means the others are out there somewhere, and they're probably not warming up to sing you happy birthday and bring you pizza. According to Amnesia designer Thomas Grip, this causes players to create a mental map of the game world and characters, even though, in his words, most of what exists in their mind has no systemic counterpart. In the same way that gutters between comic book panels leave space for your imagination to run wild, you fill in the horrible gaps between camera shots. As H.P. Lovecraft has written, the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. I swear I keep hearing something. Kyle, is that... Hold on, let me just check this out. Man, I don't know, whatever, let's just keep going. As I was saying, this results in diminished agency. You're confined to a solitary room where all you can do is swap between grainy channels, while the previous night watchman calls to inform you of something dreadful that's about to happen. Likewise, confinement is key to bone-chilling cinema. For instance, Alfred Hitchcock was a master at using confined spaces to make us squirm. There's the shower scene in Psycho, the lifeboat and the claustrophobic apartment in Dial M for Murder. But Five Nights at Freddy's takes this a step further, because as you use the cameras, the power supply drains. Do you ever get the feeling that you're being watched? Anyway, it's kind of messed up, because without power, you can't press the button that slams the metal doors and prevents the horrible, horrible things from getting in. Mechanics like these are great at inducing fear. One possible explanation is the two-factor theory, where emotions like fear are produced from a state of heightened mental activity coupled with a freaky cue from the environment. So when Freddy's gives you the stressful task of managing power consumption, then flashes an image of a creepy grinning bear on the screen, you're scared. The security cameras wire together a great horror game, but that doesn't totally explain Freddy's massive success. After all, Night Trap pretty much did the same thing, and no one speaks fondly of that. In fact, we'll never speak of that again. So what makes Freddy's brand of horror so special, where it's taken over the internet? Man, Gosh, I'm going crazy over here. I think it still has to do with the cameras, but one's of a different kind. Not the security cameras within the game, but the recording equipment and webcams that people use to transmit their actual playing experiences across the web. With Freddy's, there's an overwhelming number of people watching other people get scared, and a few obnoxious fruit as well. As Journey creator Genova Chen has said, a game is multimedia, just like film, with aspects like performance and cinematography. By playing it, you're controlling the camera and acting as the lead character. And in much the same way that Goat Simulator is well suited for streaming improv comedy, as we've talked about before, Freddy's is perfectly designed for performing and being watched. Oh my gosh! Oh, this is really bad. as I was saying. For one, the consistency of the jump scares elicits a strong reaction, which makes for an entertaining viewer experience without fail. To quote the game's creator, Scott Cawthon, "It's a simple pleasure in life when you can launch someone out of a chair and it's all captured on YouTube." And because the game is mechanically simple, where all you do is flip between cameras and close some doors, there's very low player agency in the game. The act of playing and the act of watching are nearly the same thing. It's like how you don't have to drive the Jeep through the jungle safari to see all the zoo animals. Moreover, there's literally nothing going on at Freddy's between 12 and 3 a.m. And this provides YouTubers with ample time to interact with their audience without having to concentrate on playing the game. It creates an atmosphere of camaraderie as you share the goosebumps together. And this is great because those who scare together care together. According to this Atlantic article, this is what's known as tend and befriend behavior, where it's in our evolutionary best interest to seek protection in groups when confronted by scary stuff like mechanical monsters. Guys, we need to wrap this up. I think the reason that Freddy's is so huge is that it might be because it does this really cool and very scary thing where it encourages us to share its scares together over the internet. And that's this big step away from the sensibilities of heavily produced games and virtual realities that are designed to suck all your senses into their worlds. As Alone Together author Sherry Turkle has decried, these days we expect more from technology and less from each other. But in Freddy's, the split seems about 50-50, and that's a really great thing, if only it didn't make me so paranoid. Where is he? So what do you guys think? What makes Five Nights at Freddy's so scary? Hash it out in the comments, and if you like what you saw, please subscribe. I guess I'll see you next week, or not.